How are we doing, guys? Leeds 1, Norwich 3, and this is my review of the game. I mean, how worrying was that second half performance? It was so worrying, wasn't it? I mean, the whole performance itself, certainly second half, you look at it and you think, that was just bordering on shambolic, to be honest with you, especially the second half when we go 2 down, and all you need at 2 down is that goal, just that goal early on, second half of the game, just push for that goal, you get that goal, it changes the game, and just never felt we really looked up for it. We just didn't look up for it that second half. I think obviously there's a lot more to it tactically, but it's just the basics of football. We just didn't look up for it. And for being honest, just it looked like Norwich wanted it more than us. I'm very reluctant to use sort of phrases like that, but I'm saying what I saw. That's all I saw. I just didn't see anything in that second half. We're getting out muscled on the ball. We're losing the ball. Weren't tracking back. Weren't trying to win it straight back. There was no counter pressing. There was just nothing. There was just no real desire from what I saw in that second half, and it's something I'm really reluctant to say, but for the first time this season I think I'm massively frustrated by the performance, massively pissed off, to be honest with you, about that second half. It was just fucking woeful, to be honest with you, that second half, and it's just such a shame. It was unrecognisable from a Marcelo Bielsa team, to be honest. I was shocked by it, that second half, but it's one of those things, we're still in a good position. That's something I insist on. We're still in a good position. The team's made unbelievable progress. But we have to question things. It's 4 defeats out of 6 now. You have to question things at that point. Do we need to change selection a little bit? Do we need to look at certain players and that lot and think, are they really going to deliver what we need to deliver on a consistent enough basis? I certainly do think we have to question certain players. I think you look at the standards of Leeds United, and I think that second half fell well short of them. We can do as well as we want for 30 games, but if you fall short of standards at Leeds United, you're going to get criticism. It's simple as that. When you play for a club like this, you're going to get criticism. It's just simple, and they deserve it. Some of them do deserve criticism. There's just, you expect hard work. You look at what we expect from a Leeds United team: hard work, hard tackling, and just pressing, just energy, just showing a bit of, running that 10 yards, closing someone down, big tackle. That's what the crowd wants to see. Things like that. We can play all the football we want, but you've got to have that groundwork as well. I just didn't think we've had that. Didn't have it yesterday. Haven't had it the last 3 games, to be honest. Look, we got away with it at Rotherham. We were much better in the second half. But against a better team in that first half, we could have been 2 or 3 down at half time. And this team's done unbelievable things this season, but it's not been good enough the last 6-7 games. And it's not. I don't think it falls on Marcelo Bielsa. I think it falls on individuals not doing their jobs properly. There's certain things Marcelo Bielsa can't legislate for, and it needs individuals to take responsibility, and that's not happening. And this is not a criticism of Marcelo Bielsa at all. I think the style of football, the way he's got this team playing, is absolutely unbelievable. The progress he's made is unbelievable. And for me, without doubt, has been the best manager in the Championship this season. And to be fair, you could even say pound for pound, the best manager in England. The way he's turned this team around, the lack of signings he's been able to make, and the way he's got this team playing, he's improved individuals. But there's only so much he can do. There's responsibility players have got to take in that lot. And I don't want to get too much into that. Let's just go on to the game itself now. The team we started with, we knew the team on Thursday. 4-2-3-1. Kiko Casilla, Luke Ayling, Pontus Jansson, Liam Cooper, Ezjan Alioski at left back, Adam Forshaw, Matthias Klick as the 2 screening midfielders, Jack Harrison on the right, Tyler Roach in the middle in the 10, Pablo Hernandez on the left, Kemal Roof up top. And I think there was big questions about Calvin Phillips not starting the game. Personally, I'd have gone Calvin Phillips, but you expect a lot more from that than that of Adam Forshaw, to be honest. I think it was probably one of Adam Forshaw's poorest performances this season. It just never happened for him at all. And look, we're looking at it now. Adam Forshaw's someone I really like. I think around the dressing room, I can imagine him being absolutely superb. I think he's a good leader. And I think at times he's shown what a good player he can be. He's such a neat and tidy player. And I think technically you could say he's one of our best players in terms of, the way he, his touch and that lot. But yesterday, it was non-existent. And I think you look at it now, he's been at the club about exactly a year. He cost $4.5 million. You're thinking, he's a flop, I'm afraid. I think he's been a flop so far. I've got to be honest, I expect a lot more of Adam Forshaw. And it's not because I dislike him, I just know how good a player he can be. I saw him at Brentford and I thought, he's an absolute far cry from that at the minute. Those little defence splitting passes, he has got that in his locker. He's got it in his locker to score goals, and he's got it in his locker to play that holding role as well, but it's just not showing it. And I think at times this season, I've sung his praises around December, and we've just not seen it from him. So for me, I do disagree with that decision. But again, even if Calvin Phillips had started that game, I still think there was fundamental problems with the performance. We'll go on to the first half. We can see that early goal. The early goal's a blow. It's unlucky how it happens, but look, you have to look at Pontus on that first goal. He overruns the ball, then gives a free kick away. I don't think he needs to give the free kick away. I thought Liam Cooper sort of had the situation covered. So from that point of view, it's disappointing, but the deflection we can't do anything about. We're 1 down to 4 minutes. Okay, we've got experience of this. I think we picked up 20 points from losing positions. I wasn't panicking at that point. And I'll be honest, I think we responded really well. I thought we had Norwich pinned back at times. I thought we had some control at times in the game. I thought we really... I didn't think we were that bad at 1-0. I didn't think we looked that bad at 1-0. I didn't think we deserved to be 1 down. We weren't creating many clear-cut chances. A lot of the attacks were breaking down in the final third, which was disappointing. But I felt we were pressing well. I thought we were containing Norwich. I thought we sort of not forced Norwich into a lot of mistakes. But every time Norwich got on the counter-attack, it looks dangerous. And I have to look at the 2 screening midfielders, especially Adam Forshaw, because I don't want to criticise Matthias Klick too much, because Matthias Klick was given that bit more of a free role. Well, he assumed was given that bit more of a free role because of the goals he scored. Adam Forshaw had to be holding position. So to be out of position so many times was frustrating. He was caught in front of the ball quite a lot, and it's just disappointing. Then you look at Luke Ayling. Luke Ayling just had a shocker throughout the game, and to be honest, hasn't been on it for weeks now. There's that point. That's from that point of view, Norwich did create a couple of chances from those situations. But in terms of general gameplay, I didn't think we were that bad. And then the second goal goes in, and we completely and utterly just collapsed, to be honest. We just didn't have any answer after that second goal goes in. The second goal, again, it's a little bit unlucky with the deflection. We do play Timu Puki onside. And I think Liam Cooper should be doing a little bit better there. He's got his hand up. He's not really looked at the line. He should be following Timu Puki for me. Again, it's little errors in that. But in big games, little tiny errors like that do cost you. So that's 2 goals where you look at and you think, very rarely, it's the 2 centre-backs that probably you're looking at and thinking, we could do better in those situations. But it's little tiny mistakes, giving away a soft free kick or not quite been following your man that 1-2 yards or whatever. And it's just disappointing. They're not going to start at all on Pontus Jansson and Liam Cooper. They're to contain a lot of pressure in that second half. And they did for much of that second half, which was disappointing that they had to do that much work. But we go 2 down and we just didn't respond. We didn't respond at all. The half time comes, we make the changes. I was surprised by the changes. I definitely wouldn't have took Pablo Hernandez off. But again, that didn't cost us the game today. As much as I wouldn't have done that, I still don't think we really got back into the game. And then, trying to pick the other substitution, Barry Douglas came on as well. So I think it's Jack Harrison came off, and trying to think who else came off. Who else came off? I'm trying to think now. It'll come to me in a second. But we made changes, to sort of change, the combinations out wide. Barry Douglas behind Eshon, and to be honest, it didn't really work. In all honesty, it just didn't work at all. I thought we were even worse that second half, miles worse that second half actually. I thought that second half was atrocious. To be honest, I just never saw anything of us. I think all that energy we had in that first half, we just completely disappeared. It was almost like, I think an analogy for it would be, was we tried to run the half marathon and we tried to do the first half of the marathon in about half an hour. We're just ridiculous. We didn't conserve energy at all. And it's of course we play that style of football, but there were certain things where we've got players steaming 20, 30 yards, going for balls that they're never going to get, losing. It's just basics. It's one of those. It's basics, and it's so disappointing because it's something totally uncharacteristic by this team, but it's creeped into the team the last couple of weeks. And I think you've got to look at individuals. To be honest, you've got to look at, and I don't want to name individuals and that, but Luke Ayling, Adam Forshaw, we know how good they can be. We all know how good they can be. But last couple of weeks, and they've not really convinced all season. They've not done it this season. It's just not happened from this season. Then of course, Eshon, Jack Harrison out wide. They've not contributed enough. They're not making enough things happen. The end product's not there. It's just frustrating. You look at them and you think those 4 players. I think they're thought highly of by Marcelo Bielsa, but do they really warrant that? Do they really warrant, I guess, undroppable status? For me, it's an absolute no. I would say they don't personally. I think all 4 have got great potential, but they're just not showing it with performances in that lot. You look at people like Jamie Shackleton, even Jack Clark. You think, how are they not playing more minutes? Certainly Jamie Shackleton. You're thinking, did he deserve to be dropped? When he was having that great run of form in December, And ever since he has been dropped, we've conceded goals. Jamie Shackleton for me has been absolutely superb whenever he's played. Considering he's a centre mid and gone over to right back, I think he's done ever so well. And for me, I just think he's that better option than Luke Ayling at the minute. Luke Ayling will come back to form, but I think he's rushed in. I'll be honest, I think he was rushed in a little bit. And it's just a point from that point of view. But I do feel for Marcelo Bielsa because he clearly wanted that other winger. We didn't get that other winger in. It's not the club's fault either. It's unlucky how that's happened. It just sums up this season. We haven't had that luck. There's 2 deflections yesterday, but we can't afford to feel sorry for ourselves. We've got to make changes on against Middlesbrough. I think with players coming back in, the opportunities there. You look at Izzy Brown. He scored again yesterday for the under-23s. He's been absolutely superb every time he's played for the under-23s. And Tommy Firth, a regular viewer of Leeds TV, tweeted me yesterday, probably about 10 minutes after I said to the group, look, we need to change this team. We need to get Izzy Brown into the starting 11. We need to get Patrick Bamford into the starting 11. And to be fair, just off the top of my head, I think the team Tommy was suggesting, as well as myself, was Kiko Garcia, Jamie Shackleton, Pontus Jansson, Liam Cooper, Barry Douglas left back. So changing the 2 full backs. A midfield pivot of Calvin Phillips and Matthias Klick, something I'd absolutely love to see. I think both really suit each other's style of play. Calvin Phillips can hold, Matthias Klick can play box to box and have that confidence that Calvin Phillips will hold. Because I think yesterday, as poor as I felt Matthias Klick was, because he was poor yesterday, he hasn't had the best last couple of weeks. I think a lot of it does come down to, I don't think he feels he can push that far forwards because Adam Forshaw isn't an out-and-out holding midfielder. And he was caught out of position yesterday. He was undisciplined yesterday. And then, of course, the attacking trio of Jack Clark, Izzy Brown, Pablo Hernandez out wide. And I think that's probably, at the minute, you look on paper, that's certainly probably our best attacking trio. I think obviously we're relying a lot on Izzy Brown, but in truth, I think we are relying on Izzy Brown. I know we haven't seen him play a minute of first team action this season, but we need him to come in and make an impact. We're very reliant on that now. We didn't get that signing in January. A lot of the players out wide, there's not many players contributing behind Kemar Roof. I'll be honest, I think only really Pablo Hernandez, Matthias Klick, Jack Clark I look at and think they're doing enough. I don't think Adrian Alioski, Jack Harrison are doing enough. And it's not just, I know players can play poorly, but I just felt there was a lack of effort yesterday. I genuinely do. I felt there was a lot of tracking back. I saw a couple of videos on Twitter of the third goal. Adam Forshaw, the covering midfielder, who's jogging back into position. What the hell's that all about? You've got to sprint back into position. Again, we saw the same thing against West Brom. I think Stuart Dallas that time, jogging back into position. It's got to be, as Leeds fans, we don't like seeing that. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. I'll be honest, and it's just frustrating. But yeah, I want to see changes. And I think Tommy was suggesting as well, Patrick Bamford starting games as well. For me, I think Kemar Roof's probably enough play you can add on to. Is he undroppable? For me, he's not. But I've got to say, Kemar Roof has been superb this season. But I think in certain games he's ineffective. I thought he was okay yesterday. But I think in games where teams park the bus a little bit more and there's less space running behind, I think you need a Patrick Bamford there. Having that touch, that little bit of skill to get past his defender, create the space, link up play. I think it suits Patrick Bamford more. But yeah, it's just one of those. It's frustrating. We can't panic though. We can't afford to panic. That's the key thing. But we've got to react quickly. We've got to make changes. I think, and be ruthless. As much as we all love Luke Ayling, we all love Adam Forshaw, we all love Adrian Alioski because of the effort he puts in. That's absolutely clear for everyone to see. But it's not happening for him at the minute. I think we do need to make changes. That's my personal opinion. In terms of man of the match, I always do man of the match. It was difficult today, but for me, man of the match, I'm going to go Patrick Bamford. I think he got himself the goal. He was unlucky, maybe not to get one before that, but hit the bar. He sort of tried to make things happen. It didn't really massively happen for him, but I think in a different situation, I think he'd have been a really useful asset there. But he came on it 3 down. It was never going to be easy, but he got himself the goal. He kept going. Kemar Roof, Tyler Roberts were okay. I thought the effort was there for both of them. Maybe not so much the end product, but the effort was there, which just probably makes them better than anyone else on the pitch. But for me, they were our best players anyway. But I'd have to say Patrick Bamford, man of the match for me. But it's not an easy man of the match. That's pretty much man of the match by default. I do it on every video. I have to do it today as well. Patrick Bamford, man of the match. But make sure to let us know in the comments down below. Am I being too harsh? I think it's the first time this season where I've sort of lost my head a little bit. But that's just my personal opinion on it anyway, guys. I think there's some players in this team who've been absolutely superb. You look at the team itself. Pontus Jansson, Liam Cooper, all season have been rocks at the back. Okay, yesterday they didn't have the best of games, but in general this season they've been rocks at the back. Calvin Phillips has been superb. Mateus Klick's got himself goals and has been mostly superb this season. In fact, he has been superb this season. Let's make no mistake about it. Pablo's just been incredible, and Kemaru's got himself goals. But I think certain other players in this team haven't contributed enough. I just don't think they have contributed enough. And I think when you are up there, you're pushing for promotion, you need everyone firing. You need at least 10 out of your 11 starting players on top form. That's just my personal opinion. I just don't think we're getting that. I'm going to stop rambling. I've been Oscar Marriott. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check out Conor's review of the game and Joe's review of the game. And player ratings will be coming up as well. What a lot of fun that's going to be. See you later.